Damn, chill, you got another one?
What's poppin'? You already know the deal. You are now rockin' with no chill for real. We about to get ill. What did you expect for me to bow down, get soft and talk politically correct? They consider me a threat, especially if they goofy, cause I clown guys, no lies, I just do it truthfully. It's on the house like Snoopy, it's free in other words. I'm a nightmare to these super squares and nerds. I barbecue 'em with words when I'm through commentating. One thing you'll never see me ever do is hating, lying, exaggerating, or fabricating for views. If you not built for the street like a pair of shoes, as square as a Rubik's Cube, stop it and leave the field, or wind up a topic on no chill for real. You square as a Rubik's Cube, stop it and leave the field, or wind up a topic on no chill for real. All gas, no brakes. Gotta keep the pressure on these cowards and these snakes. Honor over money, gotta do what it takes. Gotta keep the pressure on these cowards and these snakes.
Gotta stay going in.
All gas, no brakes. Gotta keep the pressure on these cowards and these snakes. Honor over money, gotta do what it takes. Gotta keep the pressure on these cowards and these snakes. Say what's poppin'? You are now rocking with no chill for real. I'm not your doctor, so how you feel? Hey man, so listen, I told y'all from time to time we will be having some serious conversations, and let's hop into one right now, right? So you see the title, or the title is going to be something, should street thugs leave Flakko alone? I'm talking about not doing any content with him, basically just ban and stop being around the dude. You know, street thugs, Crips and Bloods, individuals with a street mentality, right? You know, because I feel like, right, in this YouTube space or whatever, a lot of times people will somewhat sacrifice their morals or some of the things they believe or some of the things they stand on and believe in the sake of views, getting publicity, so on and so forth, right? Entertaining certain type of individuals or podcasts, right? And I've been saying this for the longest, right? But you know, Flakko is a different type of individual, right? And so when I first got out and I watched Flakko, I disliked a lot of the things that he was doing, right? My main issue was with him at times. I felt that he would generalize and put down black people, right? And that was my big problem with him, among the other things that I seen him do, you know, speaking on the gang culture and this and that, things he, of course, obviously had no idea about, right? And I ain't gonna lie, the first thing that came to my mind is how the fuck did this big fat square motherfucker even get invited into this type of atmosphere, you know, where he was, you know, coexisting in these type of settings with these type of dudes, you know, where this big, you know, chunky titty square, you know, come, you know, just how did this dude wind up in this spot, right? So I've thought about doing this video, right? Because now that, of course, since he didn't release that information and said what he said, man, now also adding this dude has said that he is the detective, he is the police, he has the police on speed dial, right? So now my thing is, will the dudes who consider themselves street thugs, Crips and Bloods basically refuse to work with this dude and be in his presence, right? And so then scrolling on YouTube today, I happened to see this video and I thought, okay, you know what, this video would actually go well with this idea. Now the name of this video is Spody Face is not happy with Flakko or something along those lines. But anyway, let's get into it.
So yesterday, as we all know, Flakko dropped a video identifying the killer, or that's what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? He's identifying the killer.
And look, I want to say this too, no disrespect, right? But individuals who only are willing to believe what they're willing to believe possibly should not watch this video, man, because this is going to be a discussion for individuals with an open mind and dudes with, you know, a bit of intelligence, man. If you close-minded and, you know, that's the only thing you think is, because the world is bigger than gang banging, you know what I'm saying? And so if that's the only thing your mind will allow you to you know, think about and wrap his head around is those type of tenets that apply to gang banging, then you probably shouldn't watch this. But let's go.
By name of Draco the Ruler. I watched the video. Did y'all watch the video?
Yeah, I checked it out.
Yeah. What did y'all think of the video? Do you feel like it has credence? You feel, what is just like the overall?
I just feel like Flakko playing a dangerous game. But you know, he a civilian, and under the Civilian Act, I guess he okay to do that. I don't know, but to me, you playing a dangerous game, bro. Especially if you like plan on being back and forth in LA. You know what I'm saying? To me, I don't know. He might not feel that way, but for me, I feel like, damn, hopefully you'll be safe after this type.
Yeah.
It's dangerous to me. Like, bro, I wouldn't even want to put myself in that at all. Nigga, let the detective solve. But you know, that's Flakko.
Me personally, I didn't like it one bit. I ain't gonna I didn't like nothing about it. But at the end of the day, and I'm one of the people who on the opposite end of the spectrum. I don't care if you're a civilian or not. If you're not the police, you shouldn't be doing police.
Right.
If you have aspirations of being law enforcement or any correctionals or anything like that, I feel like you should just go be that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But I do get it. You know, he's in the content space. See,
Now let me stop and I disagree with Spody Face a little bit on that. He said that he feels that even civilians shouldn't get into that type of stuff, right? And I agree with him to a certain degree, but we got to keep in mind everybody does not agree and subscribe to gang banging, right? So you have individuals out there, man, who want to feel protected, who want to feel safe from gang members and dudes who have adapted a street way of thinking. And I think it's extremely ignorant and unfair for anybody who's gang banging to feel that a person who's not gang banging should have the same mentality that you have. Everybody is not willing or does not want to take violence into their own hands, and everybody is not willing to let this stuff just happen around them and make them feel unsafe and not want to do something.
it's like a double entendre because, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of this information, like Flakko said, has been either presented to him or it's been public knowledge or public information. And that's what people be making a mistake at. When you put it out there for public consumption, you know what I mean, you really can't get mad at a person, you know what I mean, for doing what Flakko did. But at the end of the day, it's like I just never been a fan of that. And like, you know what I'm saying, bro said, like, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of a dangerous game and things like that. But to be honest, like I kind of told Munchie, you know what I'm saying, like me personally, I ain't gonna get into that. But what my personal thing is, like I said on the Tuesday show, I'm cool. I would never argue with Flakko. Like a lot of people don't know, like, and it's a narrative that they painted like, oh, Flakko came on the Tuesday show and he marched. People don't even know I hollered at Flakko before that. I knew. I ain't gonna tell you he didn't know. I didn't know he was coming, but I knew he was coming. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm pretty sure you guys made that clear.
We chopped it up before.
Energy,
like he just came in because it would have been that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we chopped it up beforehand or whatever the case was. That I just never spoke on him because I don't really care about that. But like I said on the Tuesday show, and I told everybody else, like I'm cool. I would never argue with Flakko, bro. You got that. I would never, you know what I'm saying? Because in my personal opinion, it's like a street dude like me, and it's not, when I say a street dude, it ain't meaning like I'm out here still involved in street activities, but that's just the way I live my life, you know what I'm saying? My code, my morals, and my principles, you get what I'm saying? So if I know I'm living on morals and principles and I'm standing on business as a street dude, messing with Flakko, it's a win, it's a lose because he not playing fair. He can tell on you, he can do anything that he wants to, and he don't have to, you know what I'm saying, abide by no street code. Rules. He don't have to answer to no game. He don't have to, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. So me and my personal opinion, anybody to get into it, this dude, an AK-47, a whack 100 and all that, you behind the 8 ball. You.
Now, I agree with everything that he's saying right there, right? But dudes is acting like, listen, I don't watch Flakko on a regular basis or even on a somewhat basis right now. Me doing YouTube, I do a lot of scrolling through YouTube. And every now and then I will see a topic that will pique my interest and I'll stop and I'll listen, right? A while back, I seen Flakko in an argument with ODM Slim. Flakko told this dude, I will call the police. I think Flakko was saying something along the lines, he had got shot at. He believed it was ODM Slim. And if he could prove it, he's going to call the police and I'm just paraphrasing, but it was something along those lines that anybody who has adopted a gang or a street mentality, if they were serious about it, they would have veered away from this individual. They would not be doing content with this individual and anything, right? So when this dude has expressed these type of sentiments, it's imperative, man, to stay the fuck away from this dude, right? That's what trips me out. Now, listen, back to the thing that if dudes are going to believe, gang members are going to believe that even civilians shouldn't call the police and things of that nature, right? Then in the community, we have to protect the civilians, right? I know when I grew up in my era, you wouldn't just to be doing nothing to people in the community who didn't gangbang, because the people in the community was my mom, my homie's mom, my homie's uncle, the older dudes, the elders, people who wasn't involved in a lifestyle. If you're not gonna protect them dudes, if you're not gonna make sure that your homies don't victimize, because we keeping it 100 here. The people in your community is your family, like I said, and people that you have grew up with. So if you don't put a strong code and make sure that the gang members have an understanding that these people are to go untouched, then what are they supposed to do? What is Miss Collins supposed to do? 75-year-old Miss Collins, when she come home from church and see somebody and kick down her door and went up in there and then stole her TV and all these type of things, and went in her panty drawer, you know what I'm saying, and got that $9,000 she been saving for a rainy day. What is her recourse then, if we not gonna protect and prevent shit like that from happening? So it can't be one-sided, man. What about when dudes is out there having these shootouts and these innocent people and kids get killed and nobody's doing nothing? What is the recourse of the civilian, right? So if dudes is not going to enforce a hop out and get your man and don't endanger other people, then I don't know what you expect from a civilian. I don't know what a person expects for a civilian to do for a person who hasn't adopted these type of live by the street codes that gang members have adopted, right? So you can't have it both ways, man. We have to fix it one way or another, right? Me personally, I have never expected a civilian to adopt the lifestyle and the belief that I adopted, because I know that we're different. That's almost like asking a Protestant. That's almost like a Muslim demanding a Protestant pray 5 times a day because he prays 5 times a day. To each his own, and that's what I'm trying to say, man. If a person is not living by your rules, you can't expect them to do as you would do in certain situations.
You at a disadvantage because they don't play fair, bro.
Yeah, you can't go to the police, but
Come
they
on,
might.
bro. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, they got paid.
Look,
You know what I'm
another angle of it though too. I'm a Draco the Ruler fan. I don't even think Draco would have wanted all of that to be going on. You feel me? Like, you niggas solve a crime. Leave that to the police.
What do you
know
think
what I
of
mean?
like the side of like Flakko's gonna say, yeah, but I'm not a gang member like y'all. This is my journalistic right. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff, like they said, is I gathered this from the internet. It's kind of like the Trap Lord Ross effect, where he gets flagged, but he's just gonna lean on that.
Yeah, so but that's what I was alluding to earlier, is you can't blame him because it's content and it's out there for public knowledge. He shouldn't know any of this thing. So to be honest, I'm not mad at Flakko for doing his job and what he want to do, because it's freedom of speech and they put it out there for them. Whoever put that out, I don't know who put it out there for him. No, he said a certain individual put it out there, or certain individuals. I don't know that to be true. Yeah, so I'm saying however he obtained that information or obtained that insight.
Say we're talking to a detective.
Yeah, but whatever. I heard he say certain individual's name. I'm not going to repeat it because I don't know that to be true. But what I'm saying though is I just don't with it.
Yeah,
that's not something I would do. I don't feel like it's in good taste, but I can't get mad at a person for doing his job. But why I say that is because I don't believe in the civilian shit. I'm like,
not right, because even grandma didn't do like that, bro. Grandmama was a civilian.
Police work.
You feel me?
And see, like, once again though, if your grandma is out and about, right, and somebody transgresses upon her, what is her recourse? You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe that civilians shouldn't call the police. I believe a civilian should handle their situation however they see fit. The same way I'm gonna handle my situation however I see fit. I don't believe in calling the police and doing all that, but I have adopted a street mentality, and I was living a gang member's lifestyle, right? So I have made my bed, and it's certain stuff that I will not do. It's certain stuff that my belief system is not going to allow me to do. But at the same time, I don't expect the next motherfucker to handle their shit the way I would handle my shit. And so we can't put that on other people. I mean, come on, man. A dude slapped the shit out your grandma and you in jail, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's around to help her. What is she supposed to do? Pick up her gun and go ride and go catch a life sentence or whatever the situation calls for. That's why I said earlier that it is imperative, man, that individuals in our communities know that certain people are not to be harmed, jacked, robbed, or whatever, man. dudes are not to be out there shooting at each other when we are endangering other people. If you got a problem with a person, get your man. We have to go back to the days, man, where we was giving passes, right? You see a person in an area that's unsafe, or you catch your op with his mom or his sister, little 5-year-old sister. You don't jump out and gun them down. That's where the game has got muddy, because nobody is willing to stand up and make a lot of this wrong shit right, man. So, you can't have it. You can't have it both ways.
But then, like, he's gonna say, well, what about the news? You know what I'm saying? That's like
That's the first time we heard that name,
What about
though.
the news? You know what I'm saying? Are you getting mad at the news if they're reporting like, hey, this guy's
No,
wanted for murder?
I see what he's saying. I'm not mad at Flacco. I just don't with it.
Yeah, it's just taboo.
It's
taboo, bro.
I just don't with it at all. I don't associate myself with. But again, gotta learn how to read the room, bro. I knew Flacco. Hey, look, bro. I apologize for everything I did to you. Nigga, I'm cool, bro. Please, nigga, I'm not. That right there, different.
But see, King AK-47 dropped the video before Flacco
Yeah,
did.
but he tried to get in front of it. He already knew
Yeah, he was
Flacco. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
See, the thing is this, right? And I mentioned this directly in the last video I made, in relation to this. I know it was at a point in time, man. See, nowadays, like I said, with this YouTube shit, it's got this gang bang shit sensationalized. You got motherfuckers like Flacco walking, his titties bouncing all over the place, and dudes making him feel comfortable, letting this dude feel accepted. I know, man, that it was a time when certain individuals would come around, right? If you hadn't proved yourself or you hadn't been accepted into the fold, it was like, hold on. Get this motherfucker up out of here. Hey, homie, what is you doing over here, man? We on some gang shit right now. Beat it. Stop letting this motherfucker feel comfortable. See, that's the first mistake, right? Dudes allowed Flacco to come around in a space that he really wasn't allowed, or he wasn't cut to be in, right? They allowed this fat dude to come around and feel accepted. At some point in time, they allowed this dude to have a voice. Let me give y'all a quick analogy, right? I went to prison as a gang member. Hit the yard, had a life sentence, right? But when it's certain shit going on, my opinion didn't even matter, because I hadn't been in jail long enough. I hadn't been in prison long enough to understand how shit worked. So even though I was accepted into the fold at a certain point, it was like, okay, little young dude, whatever's happening is happening, man. This is what you gonna do. You gonna ride it if we make the decision to ride. You know what I'm saying? So even though I was accepted into the fold, my opinion and my experience would not allow me to do anything except go with the collective, whatever the dudes decided on. And see, Flacco should not even be allowed to get that far. When he's hanging around gang members, he shouldn't be hanging around gang members. Dudes are speaking in front of this dude, allowing this dude to feel comfortable, to the point at some point in time, this dude got to the point where he talking about LA gang members itself. Gang members, I done seen Flacco on numerous occasions, man, make extremely disparaging remarks about specifically LA gang members, man. I seen in one video, I believe he was arguing with the dude, Govan Hernandez or something. He argues, and he said basically, man, if you have been threatened by an LA gang member, you don't have nothing to worry about. They not fit to do nothing. They soft. They not gonna bust a grape. So see, this dude, he has been allowed, man, to feel that it's cool to say that, right? This dude has said all this stuff, then he'll come right back to the podcast and be hanging out with gang members. And so, that's what it is, man. So I'm just wondering now, what are the gang members going to do? I'm not talking about going and doing nothing to the dude. I'm talking about, are they going to continue to make content with this dude when you know where this dude stands? You can't be no real gang member or no real street cat if a dude is still comfortable with making content with this dude. You know what I'm saying? This dude has said, man, I'm the police. I'm the detective. I got the detective on speed dial. You know what I'm saying? So, dudes ain't accepting nobody like that in the hood. So once a gang member leaves the hood, he don't leave his mentality and the way he feels about snitches in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I think the name of this video is Spody Face is unhappy with Flacco, if you want to watch it in its entirety, go check it out. It's on No Jumper, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, we gonna leave it like that, man. And from time to time, like I said, man, real conversations are necessary, man. But you are now rocking with No Chill for real. I'm not your doctor, so fuck how you feel. And to the next episode, respect the code.